Good afternoon, teacher. We are going to present our element number 1 about listening strategies. We are Diana Flores, Yajaira Flores, and Maria Jose Lalea. So welcome to our presentation. The topic is about the strategies for listening in the FCE examination. For this one, we are going to analyze the strategies that we can use in the paper number 3. That has a total of 4 parts and 30 questions, and you have to complete it in 40 minutes.
The first strategy is beware of the distractor. What it is about. When you are listening on audio, you need to pay attention to the distractors that may appear in the recording, because the people who designed the test seeks to increase a degree of complexity to the listening. What are distractors? These are words that are included in the test, and as a result, the possible answer is not just one. For this reason, the person listening to the audio should pay attention to the words and their response that might be paraphrased. Next, I'm going to show you an example about this strategy. Here we have a dialogue, and the listening strategy is that you have to analyze the distractors. In the dialogue, the distractors will be the words 7755 and the words that the other person mentioned 5577. Another strategy is guess before you listen. What it is about, it helps to improve the listening skill because we think in the possible answer before listening to the audio. In this way, students must apply the method correctly. For this reason, it's important to think about the possible answer and ask questions in our mind, such as, what does the speaker say? What is the main idea? Or what does the speaker or the character in the dialogue express? For example, imagine that there will be a short story in a listening, and you are going to analyze the main idea or the idea that the character wants to express. For example, the main idea will be highlighted, and it says the bull became quite healthy grazing in the meadows.
The next strategy is underline the main idea of each question. Each question has a different purpose, and there will be keywords that will help you to discover what it is. Once you have done it, it will be easier for you to know which is the correct answer. For example, in the question, how did Paul feel the moment his parents arrived at his house? We must underline how did Paul feel, because the question wants us to identify Paul's attitude the moment his parents arrived at his house. The next strategy is learn to listen for paraphrased language. It's important to understand that the same meaning of a word could be expressed with another word. When we are in a listening exercise where we have to choose the correct answer, we must always think about paraphrasing the main idea of the audio, because the options of the questions will not be with the same words that were in the audio. Let's show you an example. If the audio would say, when a person is left alone, remember that true friends are vital to have a happy life and not one full of loneliness. And the question is, what does a person who is left alone think about true friends? And what is the answer? The answer here is letter C, because vital means essential and not dominant, amused, or useless.
And now we are going to talk about another strategy. This is understanding different accents. One thing that the students generally agree on is that some accents are easier to understand than others. But the students can get used to certain accents, and then you run into difficulties when you encounter an accent that you are not used to. Also, you might have difficulty understanding words you almost certainly know, but can recognize when spoken by someone with a specific accent. For example, here is an example that can be good to know about the British silent R. The rule for this is an R is said when it appears before a vowel sound, and also an R is not said when it appears at the end of a word or before a consonant. Here are some examples of these below. First one, we have water, like sounds like water. And then we have never, like, that sounds like never. And finally, we have bird, that sounds like bird. And that is all, teacher. Thank you for your attention. And here is the bibliography of our presentation.